To start, let's look at the file we built earlier, the schematic vertebra. And what I did here is I just, I've got that on my screen, and I brought sketches that you were assigned to do into the image planes for my superior or top camera, my front camera, or anterior, or my side or lateral camera. And then I copied my original file and actually worked with using the duplicate file. So I duplicated it. I call that a real 6. So I could start to see some of the changes, how the transverse processes and how the spinous process actually might be affected. And I used the tables we did before to scale my drawings. And then eventually I actually went in and used the outliner and scaled that to get a little closer to the actual size. All right, so that's basically what I did. You can see where the one thing I had to do a lot was change the shape of this arch. So I ended up selecting it and I moved the pivot point using the letter D and the C key right to that point so I could actually make the arch wider and thicker, kind of get it more in proportion to this actual one. And eventually I got a little closer. So that's how I got my my general layout all set up. And then what I did was I created my first box here. Now one thing I just wanted to show you, let me go back to that color schematic. So I can't get the schematic when I'm using these Arnold colors and I go under the shading and I say X-ray. See, the schematic's not showing me what I want. In other words, the Arnold colors won't go into the X-ray mode for some reason. And so what I had to do was to work around that. Went back into the outliner, chose the entire group, changed the shading to use default material, and then when I said X-ray, I could see through that, and that helped me. With the alignment. The other thing, this file doesn't have any lights. It's just relying on the default lighting, so that also makes it a little easier to see. So that's how I approximated some of the things here that I needed. Like I said, this body really needed to get bigger in its width and also in its depth. So I worked on that for a while just to try to get a feel for how this should look and to get my image planes lined up. And then, like I said, I switched over to the create a simple polygon, just like we did when we made the schematic. I used the same steps. First thing I did was I made the body. I made a cylinder. I used the chart, the vertebral size chart, to give me the radius and height of T6, because that's the sketch here I drew was T6. And then I only used 6 divisions, axis divisions. I left the height at 1, and I had 0 divisions for the cap, and that created this basic cylinder. And then all I did was move the vertex at this back end or posterior end to make it wider to fit a little more of the sketch. So that's what you're seeing here. This shape. That's how this shape was created.